This dog is gonna be the end of me. Hey folks, welcome back to another day. Welcome back to another video. If you're new here, my name is Dee, your friendly neighborhood millennial, and I make lifestyle content that chronicles my everyday boring life. And if you're into that type of content, you've watched my other videos, and make sure that you like this video, then like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so that you're notified every time I upload a new video. I'm in the middle of editing the previous vlog where I made the Moroccan chicken tagine. If I hadn't already told you, because I'm like in the middle of that particular segment in the vlog, if I hadn't already told you that I loved it, I'm telling you now that I loved it, okay? It's definitely going to become a semi-regular chicken and rice dish that I make. The reason why I'm coming to you today is because my lunch is very good. Let me show you. Oh, see? Editing. I have in this bowl, it looks like a mishmash of things, but honey, it's good. We'll start from the bottom of the bowl. So the bottom of the bowl, which you can't see, is ramen, just like some random ramen that I got from the Asian market. It's the army stew ramyun. Anyways, I got it from the Asian food store. And then on top are pork and chive dumplings. And then on top of that is green onion. And this concoction right here that looks like burntness is chili crisp. When I went to the Asian food store, just the smell of it, it smells so good. But when I went to the Asian food store, or like supermarket, whatever you want to call it, I was specifically looking for chili oil. And chili oil is just typical, I think it's just like chili, like chili flakes, like red pepper flakes, garlic, and oil of some kind. It's just like infused oil, and it's so good. It's good on dumplings, good in ramen, good on a ramen egg. Like, it's just so good in lots of Asian dishes. So I was looking for it, and the people in there, either I wasn't speaking good or clear enough English or something, but there was a huge language barrier for everybody up in there. And so they were trying their best to help me find these things that I had on my list, including chili oil, and they just pointed to a section, right? So I had just randomly picked up one thing, and it said like chili oil with peanuts, and I was like, no, I don't need that. I ended up picking up a smaller container that said chili crisp. I think it said like chili crisp in oil or something like that. And I guess I might have misread it, because when I got back to the house and pulled it out, I was like, this has more things in it than I was anticipating. Honestly, it was a happy mistake, because this stuff is so good. There are peanuts in here, surprisingly, and then the red chili flakes, and then I think there's garlic, crispy onions in it. Oh, the flavor is so good. It's so good. It's probably super high in sodium, so it's probably not good for my heart. It's very good, very flavorful, and it's really quick and easy. So yeah, so that's basically why I wanted to open up the vlog. I just wanted to show you my food. Welcome back to the vlog. Yesterday was an eventful day in the evening. Why? Because I might have given myself and a little bit to my boo some food poisoning. And if y'all don't know, especially those that are in South Africa, like, food poisoning is just a term that we use in the States when you eat some food that's just not really good. Doesn't mean that someone tried to poison you. Because I know that some of our American friends recounted a time when they got food poisoning, and people were going nuts in their comments saying that, no, people weren't trying to poison you. No, that's not what that means. Food poisoning for us Americans, people in the Western world, means that you just ate some bad food. The reason why I'm coming on today is because, like, this is the room that Credo stays in. He has a kennel, which is what I'm standing in front of, and then over here is the bathroom. So he has, like, we have beds all over the house, and there was one bed, like a big bed, that we like basically took apart so we can like have pillows everywhere. So yesterday, one of the pillows was in here, right? I came in after, like, I don't know, trying to do something, and this is what I came to. Completely destroyed. And this bed was not cheap. So my boo and I were just talking, and then like last night, somehow, we don't know how, because sometimes the store stays open, somehow he got out. So he's basically just running amok around the house. But we didn't find any pee spots, no poo spots, or anything like that. If he pooped, he might have ate it. I don't know. But the whole food poisoning thing, because like my stomach was feeling super nauseous last night. Like, I couldn't do anything. I drank that like Alka-Seltzer, like the lactic acid. Is that what it is? Stuff, you know, the fizzy stuff that you put in your water and you have to drink it to help kind of calm your stomach. I drank a cup of that yesterday. That helped calm it down a little bit, but then I was like, nah, I just need to get some sleep. And then as I'm like kind of winding down for the night, I come across this. And then my boo's like, oh, yeah, did you know that he got out last night? And I was just like, no. He's like, yeah. He's like, he greeted me when I came up to get him. And I figured since he was out that you were up. And then he's like, but you were still asleep. Life with a puppy, guys. But because this thing is expensive, like I can't sew the holes because it's just like completely destroyed. So I can't sew the holes, but my boo and I were like, this is an expensive bed. Or this is like the pillow part, like this is the main part that goes in the center of the bed. We don't want to get rid of it. So I was like, well, the DIYer in me is going to just repurpose the filling. Or I may just stuff everything back in there and then just get another set of fabric that's like kind of cheap and semi-waterproof. Put it over there, put it there so that if he ever does get to it again, which he wouldn't, he won't be able to destroy it. But right now, just to kind of keep everything together, I'm just gonna put it in a big black trash bag. So, and if you see stains, I'm hoping to get a shampooer soon. We're not really caring much about these carpets, which is why a lot of times when I'm in different rooms, you'll see them stained. It's just like years of dirt that have been there. We have shampooed some of these carpets 2 and 3 times, and they are just really bad carpets. They're not high quality. And then because of some other things, like you can see over here by the window, there's like track marks because I have to go out there every time it rains to drain the balcony to make sure that it doesn't like come into the room. There's no like place to wipe your feet, so you just end up tracking everywhere. It's just a hot mess in here, okay? Oh, and see, this is the cover that goes on the pillow. And even this is semi-destroyed, but this I can fix. I can just get another zipper or just get possibly another zipper pull and just put that on here. But he had eaten the zipper, like zip is gone. And I can't sew this, what's it called? I can't zip this back. And the thing is, you're supposed to be able to take this off of the pillow and wash it. And that's exactly what I did. Like, this thing smells so clean, and it is clean. Like, no dog hair, no nothing on it. Smells clean. And the whole thing was, when I came back up here last night, was because I was washing his stuff, like blankets, towels, pillow covers, everything, so he'd have some clean stuff, and then came to this. So I'm gonna clean this up.
Oh my mate, you made a permanent home in my head.
The life of a dog mom. Oh man, he's just been destroying everything. Oh Lord Jesus, help me. Look at the back of this door. Lord Jesus, help me. Okay, let me close this up. I truly love him, but it's like, now I remember why when we first talked about getting a dog, and this was like way before South Africa, like about getting more dogs, why I said I really wasn't into getting a puppy. We're looking for obedience schools for him because he's just, like, he might just be a little too much for us right now. I mean, we love him, don't get me wrong. Like, and one thing I will tell you about Mr. Kratos is that homeboy is gonna protect his mama and daddy, okay? Because he does it regularly. When you be destroying stuff that your mommy and daddy be paying good money for, nah, bro. Time to change them ways. Hey folks, welcome back to the vlog. This is not working the way that I want it to as far as filming. I had this whole like idea to set up my phone up here, you know, vantage point up on here, you know, vantage point from the camera, all that jazz. And then I got roped into some things and I'm moving around like a chicken with its head cut off. So, but we make do. But tonight's dinner, I'm making fish and chips. And while I've pretty much prepped everything, not on camera because it would just be too much, I'm in like still preparation mode. So right now I've got a pan going with oil and the pot going with oil because these are our biggest containers, unfortunately. But yes, I'll put the fish in here and then I'm gonna do the chips, which are just frozen fries. Sorry, the ice machine is going over there. Look how dark it is. That's a damn shame. But anyways, so I've got these two going, and then over here is the stuff for the batter. Now, I haven't put the liquids in there just yet. The liquids are vodka and then beer. So let me open up the fridge here. And so I bought this beer. I probably bought the wrong one, truthfully speaking, but I think I was supposed to get a lager, and I don't really know the difference between the two. But it's supposed to be chilled, so I'm keeping it in there until I'm ready to create the batter. Ooh, orange. But, oh, and then here's our fish right here. So this is king clip fish. And this is some pretty nice fillets too. So yeah, the fish is king clip. It is really good fillets. Like I went to this like fish market and got some like really good deals, at least deals to me, on fish. So I'm glad about that. But anyway, so I'll be using that for my fish, and then just frozen fries that I'll just throw in there for my chips. So I'm hoping to be able to cook both at the same time, which is why I have both of them on right now. The last thing I want to show you is I made tartar sauce. Now, tell me why. I love pickles. I love anything fermented. I just love anything fermented, truthfully. And tell me why I bought pickles for this, but also to snack on, and I ate all the pickles. So the tartar sauce doesn't have pickles or gherkins, whatever you want to call them, in it. It smells good. It smells like a tartar sauce. This is what it looks like, if you can see. It kind of looks like ranch for those in the States, or tzatziki sauce. It has very similar ingredients in it. I guess the only difference between this and like a tzatziki is that this doesn't have cucumber or garlic in it, but everything else I feel like it's pretty much the same. So I think it'll still be good, even though it doesn't have the gherkins in it, or the, I was gonna say cucumbers, pickles in it. We keep it pushing, because I was like, I have literally every other ingredient, so I'm just gonna continue to make it, and it'll just be a pickle-esque tartar sauce. Y'all, let me show you this. This is so sad. I am dying, okay? And this is one of the better ones, okay? Look at these. The batter just fell the hell off. I'm sitting here cracking up while I eat my fries. The fries came out perfect. Tell me why. This is, yeah, I think the problem is with the batter, because the first two fish that I put in, which the one that's on my plate, the other one is on my boo's plate, I just took that into him. They had more batter on it. I didn't let any of the excess fall off. So there was a ton of it like splattered all over the place in the pan. I still kind of kept it, you know, it's still a little bit left on there, but it was still falling off. The other side of this fish is dry and ain't got no batter on it. So then I reread the recipe, because my sister always taught me to always read through the recipe a couple times. And I read through it a couple times before I was prepping the ingredients, but I read through it again and I was like, okay, I just skipped over the part where it said to take out the excess batter, because this batter is quite runny. So I did that for the second batch. Tell me why there ain't none of the batter stayed on there. I want to try this again and just troubleshoot a little bit, because I think the problem is with the batter. Let's see. You guys see how like liquidy it is? It smells like straight beer up in here. But I think I might have to add maybe like a half a cup more of the rice flour and half a cup more of the like regular flour. And then like I'm using bread flour, and I think you're supposed to use all-purpose flour, which doesn't really exist here. So it could be the fact that I use a different type of flour. So maybe if I wonder if self-raising would be good too. I don't know, but it stuck to the fish okay, but was basically just like dripping off. And so I was trying to just troubleshoot as I was cooking, and it was just a disaster. It was just a disaster. I'm disappointed, but at the same time, I'm not gonna let it get me down, because at the end of the day, my family and I are fed, and that's what matters. Before I actually sit down, let me show you my boo's plate. Empty, boo. Empty. So he said that this was a good meal. Like, I'm telling you guys, I went into the room because my boo had taken the tartar sauce and I wanted to try it with my fish. And I go in there and the plate is squeaky clean. And I was like, oh my gosh. Like, I was actually taken aback because I wasn't expecting the plate to be empty, especially since the fish is thick. And so I was like, okay, so what's the verdict? And he was like, fries, the best fries you've done. Mind you, yes, I made them out of the bag and I just put them in some oil and fried them up and stuff. But you know, sometimes it can be difficult to make fries. Either you end up cooking them and they're too soggy, but still cook through, or they're like hard as a rock. So according to him, I was able to find that sweet spot. And then, for those of you who are in the States, now this isn't the container that this comes in. And I don't know if you can see what it says on there. It says chip seasoning. Fry seasoning. This stuff is gold. pure gold. It is so good. It's like a blend of things. I don't know what all is in it, but I'm pretty sure that one of the ingredients is heaven because it is so good. We use it on every kind of potato, regardless of how it's cooked for the most part. He liked the fish. He said that he primarily ate the fish with the sauce. He didn't eat it with ketchup or hot sauce because those are things that he normally eats with fish. But yeah, he really liked it. And I was like, okay, if you want more fries, it's like there's more fish. Obviously the batter is like not really there, but if you want more fries, I'm gonna have to cook it later. And he's like, oh, no, that's fine. And so he's like, well, maybe I'll just eat some fries tomorrow. And I was like, that's fine, because I don't mind cooking fries tomorrow because I want them to be fresh. They're just better fresh. But I just had to come back here. I told you guys that I would let you know how my boo, got on with it, and he really liked it. This has been like the most eventful week, and the week hasn't even completed, and we haven't even been able to get to the fun stuff yet. You've seen the dog just destroy everything. My fail of a fish and chips recipe. A couple things have happened in the past like several days, even like going into last week. So my boo and I are trying to get back to working out. We don't have any gym equipment here, so obviously we need to buy that stuff. So I've been scouring the internet for the past month or so, just looking for relatively good deals on weight sets, because we are specifically looking for adjustable weight sets, because we just felt like that would be the most cost-effective way for us to start building up a gym with weights and get what we need without just being a more cost-effective way to do that, right? So I found a set that was a 20 kg 6-in-1 weight set from Macro. That's good basic stuff. It comes with a barbell straight bar. It comes with 2 bars for your dumbbells. It comes with the weight plates that total in 20 kg in weight, and it's supposed to come with a glove, the screws that you put to help keep the weights in place, and kettlebell handles and bases. So pretty good deal for what you get. The price for it was 885 rands. For like just kind of a basic weight set, I feel like it was a good way to start, because this isn't going to be like our final thing, right? We're going to be adding more weight plates as we lift more and lift heavier. So it's just a good starting point. Last week, we actually got the delivery for the stuff. I was just going through everything and just kind of itemizing everything that we got. So I noticed that in this box, all we got were the weight plates, the bars, and the screws. But we didn't get the stuff for the kettlebells. So I was like, maybe it's in a different box, and this is like the first part of the delivery, because they did tell me that they had to split up the deliveries, and I was like, okay, that's cool, whatever. So the only other thing that I had ordered with that same order was a traffic disc holder, which is tiny, like small. For those that are in the States, obviously, because we don't have that in the States. So I'm like, okay, maybe the kettlebell handles and the glove came in a smaller box, because I'm sure that stuff is smaller than the weight plates and the bars, and they couldn't fit in that box the way that they came. So I was like, okay, maybe it's just split up and it's with the traffic disc or something. So I get the traffic disc later that same day. It's in a box that could possibly fit these extra things in it, but when I pick up the box, it's light as a feather. Like, I'm even doubting if the traffic disc is in there. The holder is in there. So I open it up, and at first I see nothing, and I was like, oh my gosh. Not only did I not get everything that I needed in this weight set, but the traffic disc holder isn't in there. But I kind of just like shook the box around, and it was just kind of stacked up on this side. So I was like, okay, fine. I got the traffic disc holder, cool. But that was it. That was in the box. There was no kettlebell handles, no bases, no glove, no nothing. So I was like, they didn't put it in the box. So I reached out to Macro just a few days back and told them what came and what I was supposed, I put everything that was supposed to come, and then told them item by item what I did get and didn't get. And it was really just the kettlebell stuff and the glove. And so of course they're like, oh, we're getting a lot of messages, so we're not going to be able to get to you in like a super quick time. That's fine. It's not like this is super, super important. I just want what I was expecting to get when I paid for it. So the people from the company, because this came through a third party company, reached out to me and was like, oh, we're so sorry that you didn't get the kettlebells. Unfortunately, those aren't available. So, and then they said something like the dumbbells should be fine. And I was just like, if they were fine, why would you include it in the package? Like, why would you include the kettlebell stuff in the package if I would just be fine with the dumbbells? But I digress. So they're like, oh, we'll issue a refund. Just give us your bank details and we'll issue a refund for the kettlebell handles and stuff. And so they sent me a refund for it. Not very big. I've seen, because after I realized that the stuff was missing, I looked online specifically for kettlebell handles and bases for adjustable weights, because everything's adjustable, everything's like interchangeable, which is another reason why I wanted to get this and why me and my boo were like, let's do the adjustable route instead of getting like separate dumbbells for different weights. What they refunded me doesn't even cover half the cost of the price of to replace other handles. So I was like, you know what, it's fine. I mean, the kettlebells, in my opinion, are cheap enough, or the handles are cheap enough, and I do still plan on getting more weights, so it's not like I'm never going to spend money on weight training things or like gym kits and things. I'm still going to be spending money as I lift heavier and everything, so that's fine. I just wanted to have a base so that when I start working out, which will probably be next week, I'll have something to use. So that was like the first debacle, right? That literally happened just a few days ago. So like this happened before Mr. Kratus decided to just go ham on everything in that room and just destroy it all. 2 days ago, because I'm trying to think of when I filmed that stuff, but 2 days ago, we had someone come by because they wanted a couple of our couches that we were selling. Because there's some even though, have I told you guys that they left stuff here? Like, that was a part of the purchase agreement. I'm pretty sure I told you, like, in previous vlogs when we first got this house. As part of the offer to purchase, some of the furniture was included. Not all of the furniture we're keeping. A good chunk of it we're not keeping, but there are some things that we are keeping. So the things that we're not keeping, we're just trying to sell, and then whatever money we get from that goes right back into the house. Basically replacing those things that we sold or going towards, like, the structural issues that we're trying to fix. So this woman comes by. She came through. She wanted a couple of couches. Here's transportation, all of that. They're on their way. So she's waiting for them to come, blah, blah, blah. But the thing that got me the most about that whole day with that whole couch situation is the fact that when she got her transportation, she told them straight up, I have 2 couches. Now, if someone tells you I've got 2 couches, they're not chairs. They're not tiny little things. So you're going to need to make sure that the transportation that you are using is adequate enough for 2 couches. Y'all, let me tell you, when I saw that truck come up into the drive, it was this tiny little baggie. For those in the States who watch, if you do watch, a baggie is like a really small pickup truck. Or it's just a pickup truck. This thing was so small. Guys came with this small baggie pickup truck. The couches were probably just as long as the truck. It's cold, it's drizzly, it's like starting to get a little bit dark. On that side of the house, there's no light, so we're like, daylight is working against y'all right now. So me and this woman are looking at these people try to fit these couches onto the back of this truck, and I'm just like, Lord, I pray over this woman and her couches because she paid for these. She's the one that has to secure transportation and all that, but she was like, I'm so disappointed because I told them I have 2 couches. You have to have adequate transportation if you're going to be transporting 2 couches. Needless to say, everything got worked out. She was here for probably 3 hours. For 2 couches, 3 hours, because she wanted to take them that day, which is great. Get them out. So last night, I was taking a shower. After I got out, I was still like wrapped up in my towel, about to wash my face and do all of that before getting my pajamas on. I'm hearing some noises. Now, my boo was just in the bathroom. He had left at that point and was doing other things. As I was just kind of getting everything prepared to kind of wind down for the night, I kept hearing these sounds. And at first, it didn't sound like things in the roof. It sounded like doors closing, or like the bathroom shares the wall with my office where the storage is. So I thought that he was in my office going through the storage looking for things, because there are some things that I store in there that we both use. So at first I was like, oh, when I first heard it, I thought that's what it was. So then I just kind of go along with what I'm doing. I don't think anything of it. Then I kept hearing the sounds. So I go out of the room, I go into the office, everything is dark, and I'm just like, what are these sounds? Then I'm like, I think there's a bird in the roof. You guys know that this has happened a couple of times. I was like, I think there's a bird in the roof. And I'm not afraid of birds. It's just that birds fly and they're unpredictable and they poop while they fly and they carry disease. So I don't want to interact with the bird because I don't want to get myself sick. I don't want my boo to get sick or my puppy or whatever. I was like, okay, I think there might be a bird in the roof. So I'm just standing there listening, because you know how Black folks go when we hear a sound. We don't go discover. We just sit there in silence and see if we hear the sound again. And that will dictate our next move. So then all of a sudden I hear this clearly in the roof, not where I'd heard it before. And I was like, oh no. So guys, still wrapped up in a towel, still had my headband thing that I had showed you guys that I just bought, and my little wristband. I had one wristband on still. I was starting to brush my teeth and like all these other things. I scooped everything, I put everything away because the last time that happened, I had everything out and I had to wash everything. Still have to do that. But I tried to clean up as much as I could because I was like, I do not want this thing to swoop down out of this hole. I'd be fighting with a bird in my towel, like that's embarrassing. I run out of the room and I just slammed the door closed and I was like, I can't go in there until I know that the bird is out. So this morning I messaged my boo that I thought that there was a bird in the roof. And I was like, I ran out of there like a bat out of hell. This morning he was like, yeah, there's a bird in there. It's just flapping around, just flying in circles and circles and circles. We were trying to coax it out because we opened up the window and it still hadn't been there. Mind you, it's been there all day, all night so far. It hasn't been 24 hours, but it's been like at least 12. My boo and I were just like, well, let's just give it some time to fly out. And if not, then we'll just have to like try to coax it out and just skid it out. So he's taking care of the bird right now. And like I said, we haven't even gotten to the fun stuff. It's literally just been a week of just pure chaos, which is pretty much my brand at this point. I try to keep that out of the vlogs because I feel like there's so much more chaos that happens behind the scenes that I don't showcase in the vlogs. But sometimes I think some things are really fun to watch back and just laugh. Because I'm even laughing at myself now and just laughing at these situations because I'm like, this would only happen to my boo and I. This would not happen to anybody else. Hey folks, welcome back to the vlog. It's been, for me, a couple of days. For you, just a few seconds. I realized that I didn't close off the vlog, mainly because of the stuff that we were doing this weekend. And I need to tell you guys about what we've been doing this weekend. So I've been on call this weekend, so kind of in and out of everywhere and on and off the computer and stuff like that. So I've just had some really long days, really long nights. Yesterday, my boo and I went to Truffles for dinner because we're trying to get out more, We're trying to get out and try new restaurants, different places, experiences, things like that. So yeah, we went to Truffles. We were trying to figure out a different places for us to go to for our 1-year celebration of being here. Can you believe that it's been a year? It's been like the quickest year probably of my life. Why am I looking blurry? I think it's been the quickest year of my life, truthfully, because it's been hectic and amazing and crazy and all these good, bad, and ugly things, right? Yeah, so my boo and I were like, my boo came up with the idea, but he just presented the idea of, hey, why don't we celebrate, we celebrate our anniversary in January and then we'll celebrate our South Africa anniversary in April. And he's like, why don't we go out for a really nice dinner every year to celebrate us being here, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh yeah, that would be great. Any excuse for me to get out and not have to cook dinner. So we settled upon Truffles for this first one. And it was a good experience. Everything pretty much had mushrooms and or truffles in it, which I guess truffles is considered a mushroom. Or is a mushroom considered a truffle? I don't know how that works. It was good. I feel like it's kind of fine dining, but I don't think it's signature expensive fine dining, because signature to me is very expensive and that's fine dining. But it wasn't like that. It was probably more of mid-range in a way. The food was really good. For starters, we got these fried arancini, I think it's arancini mushroom dish. That was good. And then we also got salt and pepper squid heads or squid or whatever. And for our mains, guys, the mains were so good. So good. It's definitely top 10 places that we've been to so far here. So I got steak and fries. I know, super basic, but it was very good. And considering what I was in the mood for last night, that's what I settled on. And it was a great decision because it was just steak and fries, I can't remember what type of steak. I'll have to look it up on the menu, or what cut of beef, I should say, sorry. The fries were covered in maybe a truffle. There was Parmesan cheese that was shredded on top of it. They definitely had truffle salt or something like that on them. Very, very good. Probably some of the best fries I've had out. It had a garlic aioli sauce. It was so good. And then a garlic sauce, a creamy garlic sauce that you put with the steak. That was super good. My boo really liked that, and he had dipped some of his fries into the sauce. So freaking good. Then my boo got something different, right? So he got pork collar, which we had to look that up because we were like, what the heck is that? What is pork collar? I ain't never heard that before. So pork collar, what else did he have? Because his was super fancy. Mine was literally just steak and fries with some sauces, but his was definitely presented in a more elegant way. So he had that pork collar, so it's basically just a small thing of pork, I don't know. Most tender meat we've ever had in our lives. This was definitely the most tender meat that we've had, at least here. So good, so flavorful, so tender. It was literally butter, meat butter. Vegetarians and vegans, look away. but it was smashing. It was good. And then what else did he have? So then he had a little, I'm just gonna call it pile, a little pile of sauerkraut that was wrapped really neatly with like a grape leaf or some sort of leaf. And then he had some like mushroom situation thing that was super good. We had no clue like what these different elements were on his plate, but everything on his plate was so good. And so was mine. Even though mine was, yes, it was basic, it was steak and fries, it was still very good. So it was really good. And I love the vibe of the restaurant. It's just very like tropical, but if you were to take the plants away, it's totally my vibe. I love the emerald greens and the metallic accents and all that, because it's kind of what I want in my office whenever I redo it. And it's going to be the room that looks the most different, most likely, from everything else in the house. So I was just kind of looking around for inspiration when we were there. If I seem like a little bit worn out, it's because I've been kind of talking all day and just conversing and socializing. We just got back from going to Louis and Andre's house and just kind of hanging out with them because they had invited us out for like an early dinner. So they basically had like a little dinner party and stuff. So it was really nice to hang out with them. So I didn't get any footage because it was really just like a social thing. Like, and plus like when I'm at someone's house, I am very, very hesitant to film because like that's their safe space. You know, like you see me vlogging on our house, right? Like this is our house, right? So it's fine for me to film myself here, right? Like I'm in the lounge right now, but like you have no idea what other rooms look like and things like that, right? So, and I don't really plan on taking you guys around that because that's just a little too invasive for me. So I get very hesitant about filming people, number one, and then filming people in their spaces. So yeah, it was me and my boo. Obviously Andre and Louis because it was their house, Asad and Adrian and Nikki and Carla. So it was just like a very intimate little situation, but it was really good. We were there for a couple of hours, just talking, like I said, catching up, eating, and just socializing, having a good time with friends. So that was it. That was really this vlog, kind of chill. I'm trying to think of what's going on this week. I'm trying to think. I do have some filming because like I said in my previous vlog, I'm pretty sure I told you in my previous vlog, I wanted to start posting more and like filming more. And so I've started doing that. I'm just still trying to figure out the cadence of how to do this because I don't want to completely overwhelm myself to the point where I'm like, nah, I can't do this. But yeah, so I'm going to wrap it up here. I'm going to leave you guys to it. I'm sure you're tired of looking at my face right now. But thanks for chilling out with me this week. I hope you guys are doing well and keeping safe and taking care of yourselves wherever you're at. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.